Hello, and welcome to COAD for Kids Goes Live. My name is Kelly Godell, and I'm the Regional Coordinator for Prevention Services at COAD, an early care and education division. COAD is the child care and resource agency for 31 counties in eastern Ohio. This broadcast is brought to you in partnership with the Ohio Children's Trust Fund and the Eastern Ohio Prevention Council, both who are seeking to provide child abuse and neglect prevention services in Belmont, Carroll, Coshocton, Guernsey, Harrison, Jefferson, Monroe, Muskegum, Noble, and Tuscarawas counties. Thank you for joining us today. We are live and on site in Cambridge, Ohio, and today my guest is Stephanie Lobby, who is the Executive Director of the United Way of Guernsey, Monroe, and Noble counties. Welcome, Stephanie, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Good morning.
Today we're going to be talking with you about your role as Executive Director of the United Way and some of the community resources and services that the United Way is providing to these three counties, but may also exist in other counties in our Eastern Ohio region. So welcome, and if you could just begin by telling me a little bit about yourself and your background as Executive Director of the United Way.
Sure, yes. Well, I have been with United Way of Guernsey, Monroe, and Noble counties for 7 years now. I came from juvenile court, where I worked with Family and Children First Council as their wraparound services provider. And then prior to that, I was involved with the mental health field. Okay. So my background really came around full circle because I understood the needs that the agencies had and the impact that United Way funds had on those agencies being able to provide services in our area. So as far as United Way goes, every county in America, and there are United Ways, it's a worldwide organization, is served by a United Way. What makes us unique is that we are all locally governed, we are all independent, and that means that we are able to focus on the needs in our local communities. So every United Way looks a little bit different depending upon the needs of their community, but at the same time, United Ways in general focus on impact areas of education, health, and income or financial stability. And the reason for that is very simply, we understand that if people have a good education, they're healthy, and they're financially stable, then they're going to have a good quality of life.
And so when we talk about those four areas that all United Ways focus upon, I know that you're doing some interesting things here in your Guernsey, Monroe, and Noble counties. So could you tell us a little bit about what it is that your group and your United Way serving those counties are doing and how it's impacting the community here?
Sure, yeah. Well, we have the traditional structure. We have partner agencies. We have actually 13 of them that we fund a particular program of theirs. So, and that program has to do with education, health, or financial stability. But then we also have our own programs or our own initiatives. And we came about those programs and initiatives by having communication with our communities. And so we went to the organizations, we went to businesses, we went to the schools, we talked to individuals, and we looked at where are their gaps. So our agencies are doing a fantastic job, but there are always gaps and needs. We saw that early childhood literacy was an area that there were some gaps, and then we also saw that there were some gaps as far as readiness of students once they leave high school. With that, we started focusing on programs that would provide services. One of the programs is our Dolly, Parton Imagination Library, which focuses on early childhood literacy, and then another program is our Young Professionals group. And that Young Professionals group is made up of young professionals within our communities, and when I say young, I mean anyone who feels like they're under the age of 40 or under the age of 40.
That was going to be my follow-up. What exactly qualifies as young?
Absolutely. We have some 40-year-olds that think they're 20 and they do a fantastic job in the Young Professionals program. So we go into the local high schools and we work with the students on life skills. We found that, learning how to change a tire and learning the difference between a credit card and a debit card, how to understand credit reports, that type of thing is something that they really
financial
need.
literacy.
Absolutely. They also then work with them on 21st century careers. So what careers are available in our area.
So the young professionals are mentoring the high school age students. So the high school students aren't necessarily the young professionals yet. It's guiding them into...
Yeah,
Excellent.
Absolutely. Well, our hope is that once these high school students go out into the world and they start working in different professions, that they do come back to us as young professionals and mentor our new high school students. But they get an opportunity to go to the various businesses. They get an opportunity to do some job shadowing, and we do it in a fun way, as well as just mentoring in general. One of the things that we also think is very important is making sure that they feel like they're a part of the community, and that means all of the benefits that are available, but also giving back to the community. So there are several community service projects that they do throughout the year with our young professionals, and that is a learning mode. They propose different projects to one another.
And it's student-led and student...
Absolutely. So
they're
then they have to
engaged.
decide, which one of these are we going to do? How are we going to raise funds for the material that we need? And so it really is putting into practice what they've learned from our young professionals, and then going out into the community and doing a deed. And then at the end, we have a really fun event that actually came about because of our high school students. We asked them, how can you show us what you've learned throughout the year? The Lifesticle was born.
And what is that?
The Lifesticle is an obstacle course, so think of a traditional obstacle course, but then it has life skill stations along the way. And it really is a lot of fun because they make their little cardboard cars, and we've had some fantastic engineering feats. So one group actually made a window that went up and down in a cardboard car, and they don't have a lot of time because it's a race. And then there are life skill stations along the way, and it really is a fantastic day for them to showcase what they've learned to the community, so the community is invited out, and they really enjoy it, and our young professionals enjoy it as well. So those are a couple of our own programs and initiatives. We also do a program with our local schools focusing on health, and that is our Crunch for Health program. It is done in our 4th grade gym classes. Does meet core curriculums for the physical education standards, so we're able to do it in the gym classes with those teachers. And it is an exercise and nutrition program. Students learn about their muscles. They learn different warm-up exercises on a stability ball. Then they also learn about My Plate, go back to their home and introduce it to their families. So they're tracking their nutritional goals. They're doing 30 minutes, at least 30 minutes of physical activity with the family. And that is something that came about because we partnered with our local hospital and did a health survey and found out that there was like a 40% early childhood diabetes rate in our area. So we've been doing that for several years.
Reacting to that data, that information of what's happening in your communities. The Crunch for Health, is that available in all of the counties that you're serving, or is it?
We are currently in Guernsey and Noble counties. We hope to offer it in Monroe County in the near future. We're looking for some additional funding for that program.
Okay. So what other in-house projects do you have going on? And I really want us to get to another part that I know that Stephanie does, which is her Family Wise program. And I think it's very impactful in the family and just a great resource for families who, with when you're looking at health and how you can impact and be healthy and be successful that way. So please tell us about Family Wise.
Yeah, absolutely. And Family Wise is a partnership with United Way. So I believe all United Ways do offer this program, and it really is a very simple, very basic program. It is a prescription savings card.
Okay.
That folks, they don't have to sign up, they don't have to register, there's nothing that they have to do. They simply come into a United Way office, they ask for that card, they take the card to their pharmacy, and they give it to the pharmacist just like they would an insurance card. It can be used whether an individual has insurance or whether they do not have insurance. So that's something that's a little unique. I know there are a lot of prescription drug cards out there. Many of them cannot be used if that individual has insurance coverage. Ours can, so that is a little unique in that respect. And we have a savings of anywhere between 10 and 40% on their prescription medicine, depending on the medicine itself.
Wow.
And I know locally we have saved 2,877 individuals, combined total of $481,000 in our 3 communities.
That's incredible. And so eligibility, it's whether you're a single person, even though the name is Family Wise, an individual can.
Absolutely.
A single mom with kids, there's really not any eligibility of that. So,
no.
And just because I'm familiar with Family Wise to a certain degree as well, I don't think that a lot of people are taking advantage of this. So one thing that we definitely like to share with our viewers is that go to your local United Way and ask about Family Wise. And perhaps, using that can help save some money and some dollars going out, so you can put them towards other things, as well as getting your insurance and getting your prescriptions filled. And sometimes our families have to make a choice when they're making those financial decisions about sometimes it's the basic needs versus this prescription, and sometimes the prescription loses, and this is one resource to really help keep your family and children healthy. So strongly recommend go to your local United Way and ask about Family Wise.
Yeah, or call and have them send a card out to you. It really is that simple. I know with a lot of other prescription discount cards, you have to sign up and you have to register. You do not have to do any of that with this. It's simply pick up the card and start using it.
Okay. Fabulous and easy. So Family Wise, and we'll reference this in after our broadcast as well on our feed. I know you have another program that there's just all kinds of things happening here at the United Way in Guernsey, Noble, and Monroe County. So next.
We absolutely do. And this is a program that we came about because I also coordinate our local Family and Children First Council. As I said earlier, I came from that particular agency, and now I coordinate it through United Way. But it is offered through the Ohio Department of Health, and it's called Grow Power. It is basically a wellness toolkit for Ohio families with young children, and it has a wealth of information in it. What I particularly like is there's this little growth chart, and it shows you where your child should be as far as different developmental aspects at 1 month, at 1 year, all the way through year 5.
This won't be easily read or legible during it, but this is what she's referencing, where the opening comes to 5 years, or 1 month or 2 months, and so you're able to use this at home to see developmentally what the norms are at this point. And then on the back, it also talks about what types of activities and those different type of things. So this is just one piece that comes out of this toolkit.
Absolutely. It is truly has everything in it. There's little reference cards for brain work. So for example, did you know rocking or swinging motions are important for calming ourselves so that we can listen, follow directions, and learn new things? And then it offers different activities that you can do with your child that incorporate that. So push your child in a swing. Pick a time every day to rock your young child. These are great times to talk, sing, or read with your child. There's also a great little book in there. And all of this is free. So we do different programs throughout the year. I'm actually going to be in Noble County, I believe Thursday, meeting with a group of moms who will go through this little program with me, and in the end they will all receive one of these kits. So that's something that we're doing here in our counties. There might be other United Ways who are also doing it. I'm not really sure.
So, and again, to participate in that type of program, you're offering little mini classes that then if someone was interested in just coming in and accessing that, they could do that here as well? Or
Sure,
would you
yeah.
prefer the education piece go along with it?
We really need the education piece to go along with it, but if someone is not able to make one of our mini classes, then we are willing to work with them on an individual basis. They can come into the United Way office, and it really is like a quick 15-20 minute just to educate them on everything that is available and how to use it in the packet.
Excellent. So we've talked about your young professionals. We've talked about the Crunch for Health. We've talked about the Grow Power, which is, again, near and dear to our heart, family-wise. And just give us a brief introduction into the Dolly Parton Library.
Right. Dolly Parton, as everyone, well, hopefully everyone has heard of Dolly Parton, was very passionate about literacy. Her father actually was illiterate, and once she became famous, she started looking at how she could provide the children in her county with that base for reading. She brought together experts from child development, experts from Penguin Books, early childhood development experts, schools, everybody that she could think of. And they developed a program, called it the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, and very simply it provides a developmentally appropriate book to a child from birth through their 5th birthday once a month. And so that's just a little teaser. It's something that we adopted here well, we started in Guernsey County, and now we've grown it out to Noble and Monroe counties. So we've had it for 5 years, and it is something that our Women's Initiative is very passionate about. And then we take it one step further with some different things that we do here locally.
Excellent. So, as kind of a recap, and plus I also want to make sure that all of our viewers know how to learn more about these programs, how to access the programs. And as we said, the United Ways are serving every county in Ohio. So if you're not a resident of Guernsey, Monroe, or Noble counties, we can give you, there's basic information that can help you hook up with your local United Way. But Stephanie, I would invite you to share your contact information and how you can be accessed and the resources available here in this United Way.
Right. So we are right in downtown Cambridge, 611 Wheeling Avenue. Our phone number is 740-439-2667. We're also on Facebook, so you can go Facebook us, and we have a website, Guernsey Noble United Way, I think. You can find us.
You can find them. And if you look actually at the State of Ohio United Way website, you'll be able to locate the United Way serving your county. So you can start there, and that's just State of Ohio United Way.
Right.
And so thank you so much for sharing with us about your United Way and all the different initiatives that you've adopted and are serving your 3 county communities with. And we appreciate that, and I hope that you all learned something new about the United Ways today. Please feel free to comment or ask any questions you have about the United Way, or if you need a referral to your local United Way, and we will respond to you as soon as we can. Thank you again for joining us. Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you for having
and we'll
me.
see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, and the problem is I'm the only one, so our website is to date.